Hey, True Believers. Chris Mack coming at you today with Green Lantern, issue 49. And I particularly love this issue because all of the Blackest Nights issues thus far has been kind of teasing at what John Stewart is going through by visiting the planet Xanshi that he failed to help save. Now, when he arrives, he sees this derelict lantern. And when he asks who it belonged to a certain Green Lantern who they tried to save and ended up giving his life during the war of the Sinestro Corps. And the ring basically says, and you are about to see everybody that was part of this planet. So this issue is called Semper Fi. This is John Jones writing. Pencils, Ed Beans and Marcos Mars. Inks was Ed Beans and Luciana Del Negro. Colors, Hi-Fi. Letters, Rob Lay. And then there's everyone else working on the book. And the black rings are talking to him. She goes, all of them are coming. Destroy us, fellow Lantern. Destroy us all like you did before. And this is Dirt. And for whatever reason, this particular Lantern, Black Lantern, is wielding both of the rings, which is interesting. They don't really focus up a lot on it, and I'm hoping that they'll kind of explore it more in the next issue. But we kind of see John talking to himself. They said, I'm the last one to laugh with Hal in the face of danger. I don't seek the attention Guy does, and I don't know how to put my heart out there like Kyle. I used to be called the angry Green Lantern. Now they call me stoic. They're both basically right. Sometimes Hal thinks I take this too serious. Damn right I do. Who am I? I'm a soldier with a chip on his soldier. That's bad news for the bad guys. So calling this issue Semper Fi just makes absolutely perfect sense since John was first a military man and is now basically drafted into another war. And he was, I believe he was an architect before, but I like that, unlike Hal, where he uses more of his Air Force constructs, and Kyle uses, because he's an artist, he uses more comic book style stuff. John's a Marine through and through. And so that's why he always kind of goes more militaristic in what he uses. So he kind of goes into combat fatigue, throws that derelict lantern into the midst of the Black Lanterns, and shoots, causing a massive shockwave. But he doesn't understand yet that one emotional spectrum light cannot stop. That didn't work. Please try something else. Every second, 1,000 more rise across the world. 1,000 more of Xanshi looking for you. And then you see a voice say, it doesn't belong to them, Dirk. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce his name. John. Oh, John, how I've missed you. Now, this character's name, I believe, is, what is it? Katma Tui. I believe that was John's wife who was killed. And then when he had I think it was the ion power, was resurrected. And then she died again when Parallax basically took John's ion power. So he's taken aback. And she's like, do you remember the first night we made love? I've been thinking about it. It was under Earth's moon, my crimson skin against yours. You're my first, John. My only. I wish I was yours. And so she says, we are the only two lanterns who shared our own fears with one another. And so we kind of get some war story on John. And basically what happens is they're talking about how John jumped into this fray because the enemy had taken his friend. And Katma basically says, your biggest fear is dying in a foreign land against enemies that you don't understand the language, being alone. So at this point, we have learned that the Black Rings try to force as much emotion out of their victims before they strike. So this Katu analog basically says, do you think they'll come for your body, John? Are you frightened? I'm not afraid of a damn thing. You've tried to create Xanshi with your ring. Now they're here. They're back. You must feel something for these lives you took. And so all this lanterns see is will. A black ring did what you couldn't. It resurrected the planet you killed. So John basically says, I didn't kill these people. I failed to save them, and I've learned to live with that. It's time to move on. And we just see how powerful of a lantern John Stewart is. And it's a great moment. And I'm tired of seeing this prototype ad in every book. Because it's time to move on and move out. Great splash page to show how John finally comes to terms with what happened on this planet and seeing the face of his dead wife. Now, it's great. I want you all to read the story through and through. There is a follow-up story called Tales of the Black Lanterns, The Birth of Necron. The writer is Jeff Johns. The artist is Jerry Darroway. Color is Hi-Fi. Letters Rob Lay. There's everyone else that worked on this story. So this follows up where Ray's dead wife takes Mira and him into the Black Ring and kind of explains Necron's plan. She goes, you recognize this, don't you? You've already encountered it when you leapt in the Carter's Ring. The skeleton of the universe, that existence has grown onto like a fungus. And so while she's trying to work Ray over, she sees that he is full of compassion. And then we kind of get some glimpses from Black Lantern, or Blackest Nights, issue 5. And Ray's like, why is Bruce back? And she explains how Necron is calling his troops home that he has allowed to come back from the dead. And this kind of enters Deadman into the fight, even though his physical Boston Brand body is now a Black Lantern. So guys, if you are interested in this series, please first and foremost go and support your local comic shop or wherever it is you like to get your comics and action figures and get this series. If you've enjoyed this review, we really would appreciate it if you take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the club channel more than you could possibly know. And if you don't mind hitting that fancy little lantern bell next to subscribe, that way we get to upload content, you guys get notified. Come to the channel, and we love talking with you all and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below or our social media pages, which I'll make sure to leave the links down in the description. So with all that said, I hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, true believers.